Then came 1980, and the F-Series entered a brand new decade. Ford gave the truck a fresh look, while keeping the toughness people already trusted. On construction sites and farms, it still had one job: keep working. But America was changing, and the road ahead wouldn't be easy. Behind the wheel, the F-Series remained simple, practical, and built around the driver. And increasingly, the pickup wasn't just for work. It was becoming part of everyday family life. Different decade, different design, but the same F-Series spirit. But the biggest challenges of the 80s were still ahead, and Ford was about to respond. Then came 1977, a year that would change the F-Series story forever. Ford's new F-150 was becoming more than just another pickup. On farms and job sites, these trucks proved their strength every single day. And across America, people were starting to take notice. Demand was growing, and Ford's truck sales were reaching new heights. In 1977, Ford finally took the lead in America's truck market. The F-Series was no longer just a work truck. It was becoming part of American life. And this was only the beginning of an empire that would dominate for decades. By 1975, America was still dealing with fuel shortages and economic uncertainty. But Ford wasn't backing away. It was doubling down on the F-Series. For workers, the message was simple: this truck was built to keep working. On highways across America, the F-Series remained a dependable workhorse. Behind the wheel, its formula stayed simple, practical, tough, and ready for the job. From small towns to farms, Ford pickups were becoming part of everyday American life. Decade after decade, the F-Series kept growing, and so did its reputation. Ford had survived another crisis, but the next transformation would change the F-Series forever. By 1973, America was changing, and the F-Series had to change with it. A tougher era demanded a truck that could keep working no matter the job. Ford answered with a pickup built to look stronger, work harder, and earn trust. On the open road, the F-Series continued proving itself mile after mile. Behind the wheel, everything remained simple, practical, and built for the driver. From farms to construction sites, these trucks kept America moving. And after decades of evolution, the F-Series was no longer just a pickup. It had become a legend. But Ford's next chapter would change the truck forever. By 1967, Ford was ready to take the F-Series into a new era. Ford designers refined the truck with a tougher look, built for a changing America. But this wasn't just a showpiece. Farmers and workers needed a truck that could actually work. On the road, the F-Series proved that strength and everyday drivability could go together. Inside the cab, everything was simple, practical, and designed around the driver. And across small-town America, the new Ford was quickly becoming a familiar sight. The F-Series was getting stronger, more capable, and more important with every generation. But Ford's biggest chapters were still ahead, and the next evolution would change the F-Series again. As the 60s progressed, Ford gave the F-Series an even tougher identity. Its bold new design, later known as the bump side, made the truck instantly recognizable. But beneath the new look was the same mission: build a truck that could work. On American highways, the F-Series delivered the strength and confidence buyers expected. Inside, the cabin stayed simple, practical, and focused on the person behind the wheel. And in towns across America, Ford pickups were becoming part of everyday life. Generation after generation, the F-Series was building something bigger than a truck. It was becoming an American legacy. But Ford's biggest transformation was still ahead.